While the Lions are 2,400 miles away, taking on the 49ers in the first NFC Championship game since 1992. The fans here at Ford Field are fired up. They know exactly what's on the line. The franchise's first ever trip to the Super Bowl.
Ellen Monty has parked cars in all kinds of weather, but she didn't expect this 3 days into spring.
Want a s'more? Lansing's Winterfest has plenty for you and your family. And the best thing about it is that it is open for the whole month of February. Tragedies happen within minutes, sometimes even seconds. But healing takes time. And everybody's healing journey is different. I'm Zora Ruffin reporting live from the Breslin Center as Grand Blanc prepares to take on Belleville in the MHSA girls basketball semifinals. With about 4 inches of snow here in East Lansing, the stands are looking pretty dense compared to the boys basketball finals last weekend. It's Monday afternoon, and your class schedule for Berkey Hall was just canceled. Most students will be excited or even celebrating, but Lexi Harrell and the whole Spartan community will spend the next year healing. BSA is a voice for the Black community on MSU's campus. Members reported seeing the N-word written here outside of the Student Services building and reached out to administration in hopes of a resolution. You can expect some outdoor fun, that's for sure. Have you ever experienced an outdoor concert in February? Global Village was downtown Lansing this past weekend on stage for the kickoff of the annual Winterfest, Snow and Awe. Well, maybe no snow, just ice, sculptures. The temperatures were perfect for families to enjoy some activities while also sipping on hot chocolate and snacking on s'mores. And this weekend, the weather will be even better, just in time for the bird crawl. It should be a great time, even if there will be a little less bird. We did have some light rain last night, but we are having a nicer weather today. Dallas, New Orleans, and Florida are sitting nicely in the 70s. As you may have heard, California is experiencing heavy rain and flooding with temperatures in the 50s. Closer to home, surprisingly, our temperatures here in Detroit and Indianapolis are higher than the West Coast, with Chicago and Grand Rapids not too far below. In fact, here in Lansing, we are about 10 inches below average for snowfall this time of year. I know you probably are enjoying the high of 54 today, but soak it up now because for the next 7 days, things will be cooling down back with the high 30s next week. So maybe go outside and take a walk or even a jog while you still can. That's all for this week's weather report. Back to you, Callie and Sarah.
You hear that? Do you hear that? Excitement is an understatement for the Honolulu Blue and Silver fans after a touchdown early on for the Lions against the 49ers. While some fans were concentrated on what was happening on the field, others were focused on who didn't make it to see this game.
My grandfather, I wish he was here. Like, this is what he lived for. Like, oh my God, this is why I'm here. This is why I came back to the D.
My granddad was born the year that they won the first time, and he didn't make it to see this.
While the Lions are 2,400 miles away, taking on the 49ers in the first NFC Championship game since 1992. The fans here at Ford Field are fired up. They know exactly what's on the line. The franchise's first ever trip to the Super Bowl.
The atmosphere, look, you hear it.
Detroit, baby! Let's go!
You hear that? That's Detroit Nation, baby.
It's hot and fun! Yeah! I'm hot! I'm sweating!
The turnout for the watch party was worth every sweat.
It's a charity event. It's very important for the city of Detroit, everybody around, all the suburbs, surrounding areas. You know, everybody might not be from here, but today, we all from Detroit. Detroit Lions, all about Detroit Lions today.
The confidence of the fans was flying everywhere in the building.
It's just an amazing feeling, you know, that we really finna go all the way.
The Lions ended up falling just short of their first ever Super Bowl, but the fans were still pumped up about their most successful season in over 30 years.
And we made it this far, baby. We all the way there. Even if we don't make it all the way, we made it.
And the fans are ready to sell out the stadium to support them on.
Yeah, let's go, Detroit. Let's go.
You feel
Reporting from Ford Field, Zoe Ruffin, Focal Point News. It was a day to remember for students like Cassidy Howard.
To have had a day where it was okay to cry.
Everyone who was here last year, February 13th, remembers the day when a gunman opened fire on Michigan State's campus, killing 3 students and injuring 5 others. Lexi Harrell remembers sitting in her sorority house.
I heard a bunch of sirens go past the window, and my roommate and I were kind of confused. Like, you kind of hear sirens a lot around here, but it seemed like an excessive amount. So then we get a text from our house mom, and she tells us, everybody come downstairs right now. There's an active shooter.
When Lexi told her mom, Kristen, the shocking news, she wasn't even surprised.
It's almost like, well, of course, your child's going to be exposed to a school shooting at some point. It's just so unbearably common.
Tragedies happen within minutes, sometimes even seconds. But healing takes time. And everybody's healing journey is different.
Devin Woodruff was in the Union when the shooting happened.
It's just a long process of that feeling of either survivor's guilt, of just that feeling of you were the person that survived.
It comes in waves, and you never know which wave is going to hit when, and you never know how bad it's going to be, when it's going to be bad.
Devin, Cassidy, and Lexi are addressing their pain.
I thought I was going to go into Berkey maybe in the fall. I asked my dad to go in with me, and it was locked.
I have a professor that has let my roommate come to class with me because I really struggle being in Berkey.
Berkey reopened last month. Cassidy is concerned the school is forcing students and staff to move on.
They want us to move past it when we're not ready to move past it.
Devin says he doesn't feel any safer now than he was a year ago.
I think there does need to be a little bit more action in terms of that safety precautions.
Everyone remembers that day a year ago, and that is why they gathered on this night to reflect, cry, and heal a little more.
Just seeing how many students and faculty were dedicated to kind of making it, standing together, and when I went to the statue to bring flowers, it was so many people just sitting there and standing.
So you're at least grateful that it hurts alongside other people.
Reporting from East Lansing, Zoe Ruffin, Focal Point News. Yesterday.
It was beautiful, sunny.
Today.
We were actually checking the weather to make sure how to dress.
That is when Ellen Monty realized.
Oh, it's here.
Ellen Monty has parked cars in all kinds of weather, but she didn't expect this 3 days into spring.
Very, very cold.
Ellen is a special events parking attendant, and it is a big day for her. It is the MHSAA girls basketball semifinals. Back outside, Ellen is wearing 5 layers, including muck boots, 2 pairs of wool socks, a t-shirt, a tank top, and a heated vest.
I've been out here since about 8 o'clock, but thankfully I was in my car. Last week for the boys' games, it was a bit more populated. There were a lot more people coming in and out.
That's because last week, it was warm. Today, not so much.
It's unfortunate because, the girls need support too, but if you are looking at the weather and just trying to be safe to get here, you have to make a decision.
Ellen will be here until 8 p.m. tonight.
We've got somebody coming in.
And while it may seem boring to most,
it can be exciting, and as long as you're having fun with the people and they're willing to have fun back with you, it's great.
Even if it is snowing and cold. At the Breslin Center parking lot, Zoe Ruffin, Focal Point News. Students from MSU's Black Student Alliance and NAACP staged a walkout to protest MSU's handling of racial discrimination incidents on campus.
As a school, you're meant to support all of your students.
Missy Chola is the community service chair for MSU's NAACP chapter. She says with the increase of racial discrimination happening on campus, students are calling for action.
The walkout was really a way for us to show that we deserve to be here and that if we are not going to be treated like that, we will not be in our classes.
That kind of led us to specifically doing our protest and our march.
BSA is a voice for the Black community on MSU's campus. Members reported seeing the N-word written here outside of the Student Services building and reached out to administration in hopes of a resolution.
MSU says they are limited in what they can do because of First Amendment protections.
What we want is for them to find a way to work around that while still respecting the First Amendment right.
BSA historian Devin Woodruff is hoping that by partnering with other Black organizations, it will get MSU to be more responsive to their concerns.
We collaborated with the NAACP because I think we were able to see that there are a lot of issues right now with the university on accountability within DEI.
University spokesperson Emily Garant says that due to current investigations, the university is limited on what they can speak on, but claims to have reached out to BSA.
I think what we've also been seeing this fall is the university trying to communicate directly with BSA as an advocacy group to say we are aware of some of these situations that have been brought forward.
Dr. Lee June is an executive committee member for the Lansing NAACP. He says that a lot of racism occurs on MSU's campus, but is swept under the rug.
There's a lot of covert racism, and after a while, what you end up doing is seeing the effects.
The NAACP and BSA say they do not plan to stop fighting and are encouraging everyone to get involved.
Showing up to our town halls, showing up to our walkouts, you do not have to be Black to participate in a walkout. You can be an ally.
Chola says that if things do not change soon, the relationship between MSU and their minority students will continue to suffer.
You're going to see less and less of these incoming classes. You're going to see less students of color. You're going to see more students of color transferring, because when you feel like you're not even welcomed in some place that's supposed to be your home, you're going to move.
In East Lansing,